So, you came to find out if USB Type-C audio is really as bad as people say, right? Good, because you're in the right place. Welcome everyone, my name is Omega, and today we're going to do our first discussion piece on this channel, and we're going to be talking about if USB Type-C audio, is really as bad as people say. So, just to give you a brief summary, as you probably know already, the headphone jack is kind of non-existent at this point from a lot of phones, with the exception to, as far as I know of, the LG V line and the LG G line, which are like their two flagship phones, okay? And it all started after the iPhone ditched their headphone jack, and then a couple years later, now the rest of the Android manufacturers are moving there as well. So everyone from, my apologies, I also forgot about ASUS. The RG phones also still have their headphone jack. So I apologize about that. I forgot about that phone as well. But with exception to those two phones, everyone else has seemingly ditched the headphone jack. Samsung now does not make phones with a headphone jack. Who else does not make one with a headphone jack? Give me another big player. I believe OnePlus doesn't make any of their phones with a headphone jack either. Who else is up? Oh, that's right, HTC. HTC got rid of their headphone jack quite a while back. And it really hasn't been the same company ever since, unfortunately. Who else is next on the chopping block? Maybe Nokia? I don't know. I haven't checked, but the main story is that most big, Android companies have followed in suit of Apple. I'm not sure why. I don't really know why. I do care to know why. But again, it's kind of just a way of life now, and we're going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. So, again, just for the record, if I had my way, I would still prefer all phones to have a headphone jack, okay? The headphone jack is something we've had for a long, long time, and there's literally no excuse nor reason to change it, okay? And I think that the fact that all these great, phone manufacturers had decided to follow in pursuit of Apple was one of the dumbest ideas you could have possibly done, okay? So let me get that straight for the record, okay? But as far as for today's video, is USB Type-C audio really that bad? No, it's not. And there's a couple reasons why, okay? First, let's get the cons out of the way, and then I'll move on to the pros. So, con number one. I don't really think I have to say it, but this is annoying as hell to carry around. Second con, it's fragile AF, okay? I don't want to have to worry about snapping this thing because of the connectors, and this is actually a pretty decently built dongle DAC, but it's stupid, right? No one likes this crap. No one. If you do, I don't know. You're something else. You're borderline insane, okay? But I'd rather much be able to just plug my headphone straight into my V20, right? Instead of having to, wait, hold on. Where is it? Damn it, where'd I freaking put it? Oh, here it is, right? Get it out of the pocket. Put it on to here, right? Because I'm OCD, I'm going to match the logos up. And then finally plug it into the phone. Make sure that the phone freaking detects it. Oh, look, it finally is playing, right? Beautiful. And now I'm done. Whereas with this one, I was listening to music 2, 3, 5 freaking minutes ago because you couldn't even find this stupid thing, okay? Second thing, power draw. These things, if you get a good enough DAC amp, right, with the dongle DAC amps, they're going to draw power away from the phone. These LG phones, they work in tandem with the process just to actually realize what the ohm output is for the headphones that you're plugging it into, and then put out wattage accordingly, or put out power accordingly to your headphones so that they don't waste any more power than they need to. 3, to get USB Type-C audio to the caliber of a V20, a V30, V40, V50, etc., you could be spending anywhere from, I'd say on the low end, $50 to $200, more or less. Let me explain. And you're saying, what? You can even get that sound quality? Yes, you can. And are we talking about as far as for everything? Yes, I'm talking about everything. So I'm talking about lows, highs, mids, imaging, instrument separation, and soundstage. All of that, yes. Oh, and transparency and detailing. They can all be achieved if you're running the right set of equipment. Okay? This V30, I've had it for quite a long time at this point, right? Used a lot of music apps, but nothing works as well as a music amp that I've got on my Razer phone. The reason why that is because of this amp right here. See that? It's called Power Amp. Power Amp ain't free, okay? Just get that out of the way right now. It costs $5 off a Google Play Store, but if you get it, it's amazing, and I'm not going to really talk about it in this video, but the short and skinny that you folks need to know right now is it does everything that you could possibly ask it to and more. This will run your FLAC and your 320 kilobit per second MP3s to pristine condition, and if you have foobar on your computer and you're basically just importing all your files in, this will keep the album gain and the track gain, and it will also play them according to how they peak. That is absolutely amazing that we have that in a phone with USB Type-C audio, right? But it's only as good as the DAC amp that you've got put into it. Now I'm going to move to the pros, okay, of USB Type-C audio. One, like I said, sound quality is on par or better with an LG V30, V20, V40, V50, but you have to do it in certain increments and certain levels, and it might not be worth it if you don't get the actual phone that can support the hardware and the specs for it, and then the equipment to go along with it. See what I'm saying here? Okay, so second pro, more variety for changes in sound. So just like we will change a DAC and an amplifier for a computer or for, I don't know, God knows what you have, an expensive, legitimate high-end grade hi-fi sound system, right? And you've got just power conditioners and you've got everything, right? You can change this too. Okay, the one that I currently have on here is the Heidi Sonata HD DAC amp combo, and it has been wonderful for all of my needs thus far. Okay, this DAC amp runs a 24-bit, the way that I have it configured right now, and yes, this is flashed in the pure music mode, which is technically specified as D. Yeah, D. And it'll support 24-bit audio in 192 kilohertz, which is what I currently have it set up as in the Power Amp application. Yes. So again, for this setup right here, as far as for, again, the application and the DAC amp combo, or the DAC app dongle, whatever the hell you want to call it, you're going to be looking at about $50 to $60, okay? Really depends on how much this is going to cost. But as far as the app itself, it stays at about $5. Sometimes even goes on sale for $250. Same thing with this. This will sell for anywhere from $47 to as low as like $37. This is the S3. This isn't the original one. This is their latest iteration, okay? Now, soundstage is immense on this one. I love the separation. It's very detailed, and there's no sibilance in it, so it's great. Okay, this is coming from a 20-year-old, so it's just right on the cusp of it. But for older, for older folks who are still in the audiophile game, this should be just as good. All right. Now that we moved on from the second pro, like I said before, Power Amp is a god, okay? It's a god when it comes to music playing purposes. This will upsample things. This will put on different filters. You can put essentially what is a high pass and a low pass filter. It's got the works, okay? And like I said, I'll explain Power Amp in a different video, but it's amazing. That's what you need to know for now. And again, it can support high-res files. I believe it'll read up to a 32-bit 384 kilohertz file, but it's, depending on the hardware and what you've actually got plugged into it, it'll go according to whatever this is at, okay? Now, the other thing that I actually really like, this is going to be sort of a subjective pro, okay? So it's not going to be the same in every single, case. The DAPs that are coming out now, which is basically a digital audio player, look amazing, right? And to me, my Razer phone reminds me a lot of my DAPs in general, right? Well, of those DAPs in general, I should say, because I don't own any. But, I mean, just check this thing out, man. I mean, literally, like, this is one of the nicest, flashiest players you can get. And the fact that this looks like a freaking brick, okay? Literally a beautiful, rectangular, unapologetic brick that you can still fit into your pocket and receive phone calls from day in and day out is a godsend, okay? Literally, what is something here that I really like to listen to, and that's high quality? Oh, perfect. Phil Collins' album, Hello, I Must Be Going, right? Used exact audio copy to get this out, all in FLAC, high accuracy output, no error, no errors as far as, for what was being detected out of this disc. And I love how it sounds. Absolutely love it to death, especially when I have it paired to the Blonde BL03s. Also, review for these coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But again, it does just as well as this, and I know this is a controversial thing to say, but trust me, it sounds as good as my V20, my V30. Now, if you want this to sound better and louder, right, and get an even greater sound stage and more details, and more transparency, I should say, you're going to have to go and upgrade to the Spectra DAC, dongle DACs. Because those will support 32-bit, and the volume output for them is a lot better, okay? It's going to be a lot chunkier than this, right? Like this is slim, this is thick. Slim thick? No. This is slim and this is thin. You can walk around with this and hardly anybody will be able to tell that you're using a high-grade dongle DAC, right? But with the freaking Spectra, it's a little bit more visible, right? And it's a bit more of a pain to carry around. And there's also more power draw out of that one, so that's important to take note of. But again, if this is your only option, y'all, it's not as bad as everyone says it is, okay? But that was basically all I had for today. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it and thought it was informative. Give it a thumbs down if you thought it sucked. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. If you did think the video was informative, please do share this video with your friends or other people in the audiophile community who you think need to see this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty, guys. Have a wonderful day. And this is Omega out.